How does our desire for joy that transcends this life suggest that there is a God? Does it? Can it? I don't know. Seems like kind of a weird idea to me. In this series of videos, we are looking at signposts that point to a creator. Now, don't think about them as proof of God's existence, but think of them as facts that suggest that there's something or someone beyond what we can see. Now, in this video, we are talking about the longing for transcendent joy. You see, many people throughout human history have written about their longing for something that is out there, something that seems to be just beyond our reach. There are many people, in fact, who seem to achieve everything they could ever want and fulfilled every human desire from luxury to power to sex, but have been left waiting for more. Now, it's not unusual to have desires or longings, and that doesn't necessarily in itself point to a God. And it's also not uncommon for us to have longings that are left unfulfilled. But C.S. Lewis says this in Mere Christianity. The Christian says, "Creatures are not born with desires unless satisfaction for those desires exists. A baby feels hunger. Well, there is such a thing as food. A duckling wants to swim. Well, there is such a thing as water. Men feel sexual desire. Well, there is such a thing as sex. But if I find in myself a desire which no experience in the world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world. If none of my earthly pleasures satisfy it, that does not prove that the universe is a fraud. Probably, earthly pleasures were never meant to satisfy it, but only to arouse it, to suggest the real thing." You see, if humans are only a part of a material universe and there is nothing more, then why do we have this desire for transcendence? Now, I'm sure some would say that it's some kind of adaptation or even a mistake of evolution. But why should we assume this? It seems to me that C.S. Lewis's explanation is just as good if we don't automatically rule God out of the picture. This, of course, doesn't prove it, but it does point to what St. Augustine said in his Confessions. "You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in you." The longing for a joy that goes beyond our temporary pleasures is a sign that points us to God.